Hey, it's April 6th, the eve before court. Yeah, I got court in the morning. You know, John Matteson filed an appeal, two appeals actually. One for the judgment that was awarded to me for his intentional, you know, actions. Just destroying the fence, destroying the retaining wall, keying up my car. Yeah. And I was also granted a restraining order for those actions. So he appealed both of them. Anyway, tomorrow morning is the appeal regarding the judgment. And I'm not going to be there. Nope. Don't have a ride. you know, after 7 years of having to go to the Ventura County Superior Courthouse, once a month, twice a month. It's 8:30 in the morning. It's an hour away. I've pretty well worn out my transportation ferry, because it's not just getting a ride to the courthouse. It means that they too have to get up at 5 in the morning. They too have to, I guess it takes an hour to get there, and then an hour to get back, and it's an all-day adventure, and they got to go do lunch or something, while waiting for court to be over with, because after court's over with, then I'm required to go over to the filing room to file paperwork. Anyway, so yeah, I can't apparently do the Zoom appearance for tomorrow's hearing because it's not allowed. It's not an option. So I'm hoping, that the judge won't dismiss the case and, just toss aside the judgment, because I did work hard to get all those videos and all those police reports, and I prevailed in that case because of his actions, and I got that restraining order, and it's another reason why I prevailed. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I just know I'm not going to be there, so I will have to wait to learn the outcome. But I definitely will get to attend the April 23rd hearing, which is, he appealed the restraining order. He wants to modify it. And my neighbor, of course, Linda Crosnoe, she too appealed, saying it's too strict because I can't get near my fence. Yeah, okay, so 7 years I've been stuck in the court system. But at least with the restraining order one, I can appear via Zoom. But tomorrow morning, I'm just going to have to wait and see what the outcome is. I think at the worst, the judge will toss the case or dismiss it due to the fact that I'm not there. But I'm hoping the judge will at least require Mr. Matteson to show why he feels that judgment should be overturned, or I don't know how it works. I just know that I can't get there tomorrow, so I'm going to have to wait and find out what happens. All right, so hey, good morning. Yes, it is the morning of court. Mr. Matteson and Miss Crosnoe have gone to court, and I'm sitting here waiting to make the phone call to the courthouse to let them know I am not going to be there. And I do hope that after 7 years of continued court dates every month, and not once asking for a continuance, a delay, or a postponement, or anything, that they will take into consideration that this is the first time I'm not going to be able to attend. So I'm hoping whatever happens in there today, that the judge takes everything into consideration. All right. Thank you. Thank you for calling. Have a good day. Bye. Well, I didn't even have to call the courthouse. Yeah, that was the courthouse calling me. So they got my message on Friday, apparently, that there was a chance I wouldn't be able to be there this morning. So they called and confirmed that I'm definitely not going to be there this morning. And she let me know that, it's okay that I'm not there.
So the hearing will still take place, and at this point in time, you know, it really is up to the defendant, John Matteson, and my neighbor, Linda Crosnoe, since she's, I guess, there too. They have the burden of showing why that judgment that was awarded to me should be overturned. And at this point, yeah, it's just, you know, numbers on a piece of paper, right? See? Numbers on a piece of paper. So, where is that number? Where is it? So, where is it? It is right there. Okay. Yeah. $2,565. So, if for some reason the judge determines that my neighbor and her friend don't owe me any money for willfully destroying my property, it's not like I'm losing anything, right? But, yeah, it was a lot. So, yeah, the hearing should be taking place today. I say should because, as we know, as everybody's witnessed over the last 7 years, continuances, delays, postponement. So if there is any chance that Matteson and Crosnoe ask for that, then it won't take place. But I'm hoping if it does take place, the judge definitely has had a chance to see all the videos, the police reports, you know, the audio, everything. Because I think it will help him make his decision. But, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen today. I won't know for a couple more days until it gets posted on the website. But, like I said, at this point, it's just numbers on a piece of paper. But just getting the videos and the police reports and everything cost me money, right? So, and he kept claiming he had nothing to lose, and Crosnoe has had nothing to lose, and I'm just so done with having to prove that my neighbor and all her friends are not very nice. And they have cost me a lot of money, not to mention a lot of time, a lot of court dates. So, yeah, okay. I'm just going to have to not think about what's happening in court until I see via the website what has happened. But there's so many possibilities what could take place. I just know that today is the first time I've missed going into that courtroom in 7 years. So I hope that counts for something. Okay, it is 10:30. Still haven't seen the vehicle come back, so I don't know how long court's lasting today, but what I wouldn't give to be a fly on the wall right now. Yeah, I do regret not being able to be there, but fortunately I can order the audio. I'm guessing I'll get a clue what took place when they come home, if I see them, you know, or they see me. Because they're either going to scream, ha-ha, they won, they don't have to pay anything, or they'll scream, you know, some obscenity at me. If, you know, the judge made the decision then and there. But it ruled in my favor. I'm hoping the judge at least determines that, yeah, that judgment awarded to me was justified. But I won't know until I know, right? And, yeah. I wish I could have been able to be there today. Sitting here doing a little yard work, and yeah, they just drove past. And it's 11:30, so they're smiling, they're laughing, they see me. So I guess they probably had a good day in court. I won't know, though, for at least 2 more days. All right, I'm back from working on my other neighbor's yard. Yeah, she's 87, and she needs some help. So, you know, I've been focused on helping her get her yard compliant with the city. And anyway, so Linda and John drive by. They're laughing like crazy, so I'm guessing that means they had a good day in court. I don't know for sure. Obviously, won't know for sure for at least another day or 2. But at noon, like a half an hour later, as I'm still working in the yard, for my neighbor. John comes pedaling by on his bicycle with his lunch pail. And as soon as I saw him coming towards, I just turned my back because I didn't want to look at him. And I didn't want him to be able to look at me, right? I just, and just to keep myself from yelling something stupid, right? Like, yeah, how was court? But anyway, so I don't know what happened yet. But I'm guessing they probably either don't owe me any money, or he asked for a continuance, or something. They were just a little too happy when they drove by. So I'm guessing it wasn't. He still owes me the money. But like I said, I won't know until I know, right? Okay, it's the morning of April 9th. It's Wednesday. It's been 2 days. I'm going to check to see what's happening here at the Ventura County website. Hopefully something's been posted, good or bad. Hopefully something's posted. Let's check. It's always nerve-wracking. Okay, it says judgment contested after trial de novo. It doesn't show any new hearings, but so yeah, okay. Court orders judgment after trial de novo entered for defendant against plaintiff Robin Kelly on 11/25 for the principal amount of $0.75. I got to pay $75 because he had the trial de novo. Well, I guess that explains why they're laughing. Oh my God! Somehow I owe him money. Okay, let's see. I mean, I knew, even if it got dismissed, it was just numbers on a piece of paper. Money I wasn't going to get. I did not anticipate this. Definitely got to call the courthouse. All right, so it says, for the record, the court notes that last week the plaintiff was denied a Zoom appearance for the trial de novo and was informed of the necessity to appear in person. This morning, the plaintiff left a voicemail for the secretary stating she could not secure transportation and would therefore be unable to attend the hearing. Additionally, no request for continuance has been made or submitted. The court finds orders. The court orders judgment entered on the plaintiff's claim filed by Robin Kelly on 11/25/24 set aside and vacated. Furthermore, the court orders judgment after trial de novo entered for defendant John Matteson against plaintiff Robin Kelly on the plaintiff's claim filed by Robin Kelly for the principal amount of $0 and the cost of $75 for a total of $75. Notice to be given. I think it says I got to pay him $75, even though he gets all his court fees waived. I'm not sure how that happens, but like I said, I assumed that because when they saw me on the street. All right, thank you. Thank you much. Yeah, I'm reading it correctly. It says here that the criminal gets a reward for filing the appeal, even though he had all his court fees waived. I got to pay $75, the cost that, I had to pay to even have the small claims case. Well, I'm not going to give it to him, obviously. But I'm going to have to resue him. Not only for the money that was set aside, vacated, because all my evidence is there at the courthouse, but was not taken into consideration because I was not able to attend, and I did not seek a continuance. So, yeah. Okay. I have to resue, not only for the money that I had sued for regarding not being able to attend the trial de novo and it being set aside. But I'm also going to sue him for the $75 because I am not paying him because of the fact that I could not get a ride there. No, not going to happen. I can see why people are upset at the justice system right now because it really, is a slap in the face to tell the victim that not only do they... I can't believe I'm watching this. But okay, John Matteson, if you're watching this, yeah, I'm going to sue you again because I am not paying you $75 because I couldn't get a car ride there. No, not going to do it. You will be held accountable somehow, some way. And, yeah, so I'll be suing you again. Okay, so it's been a rough day, obviously. But really, actually, when you think about it, it's just words on a piece of paper, right? Numbers on a piece of paper. And, well, I apparently have a few options. I spoke with the courthouse and spoke with my lawyer. He could tell I was pretty upset. But he said, don't panic. He said the fact that the case is not officially dismissed at this point, you actually have 30 days to file the CH something, or not CH, yeah, the small claims, small claims to rectify the judgment situation. I want a new trial, basically, because I feel that I shouldn't be having to pay that $75 to the criminal. I'm sorry, but it's bad enough I have to spend all this money to repair the damage that he's done. And yeah, I did get all those videos and all those police reports and jumped through a bunch of hoops in order to show what I needed at the original small claims case, as well as to obtain the restraining order. So I was a bit taken back. It was a little emotional for me this morning, but I'm okay now because I went ahead and mailed out the SC 105 court order and answer, the SC 108 to reverse the judgment or do the stay and vacate, or at least stay the judgment until I have a chance to perhaps go before the judge. And because I could not get to the courthouse and that judgment was made without me being there, I have 30 days to, I guess, try and see if I can get a court date. So I mailed off all the paperwork today. And I'll know in a couple of days whether or not I get another court date. But at this point, the case is not dismissed because technically I owe the defendant money. So I can appeal it, I guess. But normally in a small claims case, the plaintiff doesn't get to appeal anything. But because the judgment was made without me being in the building, I guess that's window of opportunity. So I don't know if it'll get granted, if I'll get a hearing or not scheduled, but if I do, I'm definitely going to make sure I get a ride there. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, it's been rough. It has, because after 7 years of being required to go to the Ventura County Courthouse on a monthly basis and never missing a hearing, never even being late, and the defendants, my neighbor and her friends, always being granted appeals and continuances and delays and postponements, and I missed one. And now I owe money to the criminal, to the defendant. And so maybe in hindsight here, the judge basically kind of did me a favor by not ending the case completely, by making me have to pay the criminal, because in essence, that gives me the legal argument to dispute why I need to get back in that courtroom. And, you know, not getting the money is one thing. The money that was awarded to me. Okay, you know, like I said, it's not money I ever had, right? It was just numbers on a paper. But being told I got to pay him, you know, it's only $75, right? But no, I am not giving that man any money. So I guess the case won't get dismissed until that is rectified. Whether I can get a hearing and actually dispute it in front of the judge, or whether or not, because if that gets denied, then that stays on there. And again, you know, the case won't be dismissed until that's dealt with. But I don't want to deal with it. I just want to be done with the court stuff. And of course, you know, in 2 more weeks, I also have a hearing at the Ventura County Courthouse. I'm going to do it via Zoom for the restraining order situation, because they're, you know, my neighbor and her friend, they're both trying to modify that restraining order, saying that it's too strict. And Matteson also filed an appeal with the 2nd District Court. And at this point in time, it's gone from default, rescinded, request to dismiss. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but I definitely have a hearing. And I'm definitely going to appear via Zoom, because I need to hear what happened. This I will have to deal with. I've filled out all the paperwork. Hopefully one of the 3 papers will get me the opportunity to go before the judge again. And yeah, video's much better.
Okay, there you go.
So why are you destroying my property?
Because I want to.
Because he wants to. Okay, you got it. He said he wants to destroy my property. And of course, life's a bitch.
Now you know. Now you know.
No, I don't know.
Call whoever you got to call.
I don't have to call anybody. They're already on their way.
Okay, go for it.
I'm just documenting everything you do.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
Like I said, I'll never understand you guys' mental problem, but clearly you have one.
Oh, you got your little Hi, darling. I do for the YouTube. Small for the YouTube.
You don't like my spotlight? You don't like my giant spotlight and all my things? Wait till you see the movies that are going to be playing off of your
There's
panels.
nothing at the bottom there. When it rains, it washes.
Sir, I hope you're aware that she's involving you in illegal activities.
So in the dirt, it's like open like that. Because in the back, it did that.
Don't come up to my fence again, Linda.
And the pond.
Don't go up to my fence again, Linda. And that is John Matteson digging in my retaining wall. Say hi, John.
Fuck off, narcissistic bitch.
Yes, Your Honor, that's the same person you saw that was digging in my wall the last time. Removing my retaining wall completely. All right, gotta call the police. You just never know which clown you'll see or what act you'll get to entail when you go to the Crosnoe Circus.